Hey guys, welcome to Abby Fry's Little Universe. Today we are doing Pokémon Talks, my weekly series where I will post talks about Pokemon from the anime, games, or just special Pokemon that I find interesting. And yes, this includes today's topic, Zygarde. Again, this is just the start of the series, so tune in next week for the next episodes. But now, let's start with today's. So, Zygarde, a mysterious Pokemon in Kalos. Legendary trio, protector of the ecosystem, protector of order, names like that. But you could also call it Zygarde 1%, 10%, 50%, and complete form. Zygarde has more forms than that. But one thing that I find interesting is Zygarde's form. So as you know that Zygarde takes Zygarde cells from all over and combines it with one of the Zygarde's core, also known as Z1 or Z2. Z2 resembles hatred, resentment, and anger, whereas Z1, the red core, symbolizes what's good in life: harmony, peace, order. Only when both are in agreement can Zygarde turn into complete Zygarde. That's what its Dex entry says. Well, old Dex entry. But what I found out is that if you can gather enough Zygarde cells and put them in a Zygarde cube, which you obtain in Route 16 in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and regular Sun and Moon. If you can obtain 250 cells, you can get Zygarde complete form outside of battle. See, Zygarde needs to be transformed into Zygarde 10% or Zygarde 50%. Then Zygarde 50% needs to go below half HP to use Power Construct, which then allows it to go into Zygarde complete forms. Few noticeable moves that do not occur in any other Pokemon are 1,000 waves, 1,000 arrows, and Core Enforcer. All three of these are signature moves. 1,000 waves, ground type. 1,000 arrows is ground type, but Core Enforcer is a dragon type move. In the anime, Zygarde uses Core Enforcer to destroy the giant rock and Lysander. Most of the time it goes in a giant Z, which explains why its accuracy is only 95%. Sometimes they might just avoid it. I find such moves to be illogical. For example, Fire Blast is in a big star, but that's off topic, literally. So Zygarde's max stats are 2,260. Whereas its minimum stats is 1,448. Its base stat total is 708. Only 108 above pseudo legendaries at their base stat total. Now, Zygarde is a curious Pokemon as well, because in a movie we get to see that Zygarde can transform only using one way, like one core, which explains more about the game, how you only need 250 cells and you don't need 2 cores. But remember, if you have 2 cores, then you still need cells to create complete Zygarde. And also, if you notice it's shiny, it is, can I just say, awesome. It's one of my favorite shinies by far. In a website called Favorite Pokemon Selector on Chrome, I put it as one of my favorite shinies. And it's cool. It's pretty damn cool. The way it can use moves like Hyper Beam and Core Enforcer, along with moves like Thousand Arrow and 1,000 Waves, makes it a formidable PvP Pokemon in battle tournaments or stuff like that. Often people use it in competitive battling because it's a legendary. And do I need to say more? Apparently, yes. The script for this episode is very long. Like Giratina, most legendaries were banned, but Zygarde is one of the legendaries that's still standing up to this day, which I think is pretty nice. Cause having a legendary in those PvP fights, oh my god, finally. It's about time, really. If you look at all the other legendaries, they've been made less overpowered. Only then. And that's only because they can become less overpowered. For example, Articuno shouldn't be legendary. It's still a legendary, but it doesn't have that high of a base stat total anymore. And it's not too overpowered, which is nice. Helps me defeat them. About time I defeated Moltres. A bit more than that, I've noticed that other legendaries kind of nowadays don't have that good of a thing. Like Yveltal actually has an interesting design, and its way to go into a cocoon like Darmanitan goes into Zen mode is pretty damn cool. Pun intended, because Darmanitan, a Galarian form, is a Fire Ice type. But yeah, I also think that the added legendaries such as Diancie was pretty damn nice. Seriously, although Diancie and Carbink aren't that good, Diancie's Mega Evolution, finally, a Pokemon got a Mega Evolution. And yes, this is not including Rayquaza. Rayquaza got a Mega Evolution later in the games, and then in the remakes of X and Y, Rayquaza was in the game accessible to players. And in Omega Sapphire and Ruby, oh wait, no. Yeah, I think it's Omega Sapphire and Ruby and Emerald. Finally, you could get the primal forms and Mega Rayquaza. But apart from that, there are very few Megas. Mega Latios and Latias, Mega Rayquaza, and Mega Diancie. Yveltal and Xerneas don't get Mega Evolutions. Zygarde doesn't get Mega Evolutions, though it has multiple forms. Lunala might get a Mega Evolution, because I was thinking of making a Mega Evolution a few days back, and in the creator, I did make a Mega Evolution for Lunala, and surprise, surprise, it's actually the same design, exact detail to detail, as the upcoming Pokemon Eclipse. I think that it's like a two-headed Hydra. I haven't looked at that picture for a long time. And besides, Pokemon Eclipse hasn't been confirmed yet, and I think there's one featuring Necrozma. Then again, Lunala might not get a Mega Evolution because it wouldn't be fair to Solgaleo. I know most people like Sun more than Moon for some reason, because the Solgaleo Z is pretty damn good. Sunrising Solar Smash or something? I haven't watched that anime part in a while. In fact, I just finished watching the latest episodes of Journey. No, not Journey, sorry, Horizons. Another reason why Zygarde is so famous upon topics of Pokémon Talks I've seen in the past on YouTube is because let's see. 1, it's extremely overpowered. 2, its shiny is great. 3, the very curiosity of like an interactive Pokemon exists. Seriously, they haven't made any interactive ways for Pokemon since forever. I mean, Koraidon and Miraidon on camps. You couldn't see Zacian or Zenta in camps unless you captured them. And if camps were in all the other games, then that same rule would apply. So, apart from Scarlet and Violet, we haven't gotten an interactive Pokemon at all. Sure, in the Hoenn remakes and the Sinnoh remakes and all the remakes, they did technically be a better way to interact with your Pokemon. For example, in Brilliant Pearl or Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, you get my point. If you get a bit more interactive way. I obviously like Brilliant Diamond more because look at this. Look at this and then you'd know why. Dialga. It's my favorite of the trio. And Zygarde can be constructed very well. And no, not Power Construct, one of its abilities, but also if you do correct training, then it could be a pretty good striker, speedster, and others. Because Zygarde's speed stat can be a lot. It's a very bulky Pokemon, that's what I know for sure. It has a lot of health. Damn. Its health stat is off the charts. Literally, I think it's around 625. Its speed, when it's maximum, of course, was beneficial nature. 31 IVs and 252 EVs. Its speed stat is pretty damn high. But if you train on its speed stat, then it could be a pretty good Pokemon if you keep the other stats the same. Then again, it's hard to do that with the leveling up thing. If you challenge raids in Scarlet and Violet and do it, then yeah. So basically what I mean to say is that if it had better speed stat, then Zygarde will become broken. Almost as broken as Ash Greninja. And yes, that's that's a topic for a future episode. I'm going to be naming Dusk Form Lycanroc, and a few more that I find interesting, including Annihilate. So guys, see you later.